It is. Okay, cool. All right, starting off again. Those 8 minutes of nonsense I'm just going to throw out because it was a bunch of technical issues. Um, oh, there is intro credits, but I bet it's just logos. Or is it? This was a question I had before. Is like, is there an opening movie? And there isn't. There is just logos, and that's it. Uh, so, starting off right away, because I refreshed my memory on a bunch of secrets that this game has, because there's a lot. Uh, there is a ton of things you can do with this main menu. R3 changes the colors. L3 changes the camo patterns. You can zoom in. You can go into slow-mo. You can speed it up. You can switch the silhouettes back and forth. And there's going to be a bunch of things like that. Like, I think the Snake Eater title song also lets you control a bunch of things. It's like super interactive for no reason. Just for the hell of it. Alright, so, I completely forgot that Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 were included in this package. I don't know whether I will be streaming those. I might. The thing is, I've barely played 2 and I've never finished 1. So I think I might do those on my own time to see if I can beat them. Because I know that the first one especially is like incredibly difficult and maze-like. Like it's very unclear where you need to go next a lot of the time. So I'll see about that, and then maybe I'll stream them, but I'm not making any promises on that one. But yeah, another thing with this collection that, like, it didn't really occur to me until I decided to stream it. There is, like, no extra content to the HD version of 3 at all. Snake vs. Monkey is gone. There was never VR missions. Metal Gear Online was removed. So it's just these two, like, and the third-person camera, and a couple other minor changes. Like, this is basically just the regular version of MGS3 with no extra trimmings, which is kind of a shame coming to this off of. There is theater, yes. In fact, there is a way to unlock that immediately with a specific question that we answer at the beginning. But yeah, there's like not a whole lot, which is like a real shame after coming off of MGS2, which had virtual missions, it had the alternative missions, it had all the different characters, it had Snake Tales, it had so much extra content that is just not here anymore. But anyway, it's the same problem that MGS4 has, which is just like, this play is great. I wish I could do it in any other context than the campaign. I want missions to do. I want like fun scenarios to test every mechanic. Alright, so we've got 4 options here. I believe the top one just does nothing, just plays the game normally. I know that MGS1 slows down your stamina drain, but only during the Virtuous mission, so basically the first hour or so. MGS2, if you know, you know, it does a little fun thing. And then you've got MGS3, and MGS3 will unlock a bunch of content because it's basically saying, hey, I played the original version, you don't need to keep secrets from me. Give me access to that demo theater. Give me access to certain camouflages, etc. So I'm not sure. What do you think, Dash? Should we go for like the fun surprise, even though it's way too late to trick anyone, or should we just go for that extra content? Can do the content. All right, sounds good. All right, so MGS3, we will play on normal difficulty because I don't have that much confidence in myself.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Oh, I love that intro. Love it. Hey Dash, stupid thought. I looked at that and I said, where's the subtitles? Like, are you fucking stupid? Man, this looks so fucking good. Holy shit. Like, I know, it's a vehicle. It gets away with, like, the low polygon count of the PS2, but it still looks incredible.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
Even the people look really good, except for the hair. Everyone except Snake has kind of shitty hair.
Equipment check. On main parachute. All right. You Ready to go.
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
It's nice to get a good look for once at what the command room is, and it's like, oh yeah, it's just a corridor with everyone sitting at a desk. I think Revengeance is the only other time we actually get to see how people are
Put out that
arranged.
cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector.
Because MGS1
Put on your
almost makes it
mask.
seem like they're in cubicles, like close but separated. And well, in MGS2, nobody's fucking real,
Does this
so it doesn't matter.
Pennywise know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
I'm trying to read the fucking cigar label, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to read that. It's legible, but it's moving way too fast.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
That fucking music.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
Also, I don't know if you can see it, Dash. On his helmet, it says US Army, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
I wonder if that was just not legible on the
This
PS2.
is one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by.
It was not.
Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop.
When was the world's first Halo drop?
5, 4,
Because this is 1964.
1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
I like how they have a name for the first Halo jump, but it's the first one. Like, what should we call it? What is it? High altitude, low orbit, I believe is what it stands for.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission.
No, the virtuous mission.
Low opening, okay.
The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized.
So
into
I'm
a
glad
unit.
I did some tests because one of the issues with the emulation
Sounds like
is
some
that
kind of
this
initiation
particular
ritual.
cutscene just flickers
get
red
cocky, this isn't a
constantly
training op.
on the default settings.
Right.
I had to adjust
So
a couple
what
of things to
exactly
make
is
that
this
stop.
wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet
It's weird because
scientist
it's
requested
just
asylum in
this
the West
specific
from
one with the
of
greeny
our
texture.
moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Dash.
Sokolov is said to be the man
You could have
most
just said
responsible
Tom
for
Cruise
the
did a Halo
multi-engine
jump,
cluster used in that rocket.
and I would have believed you. Like, I don't think that guy
After
needs the
Gagarin's
excuse.
Flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau.
Of course.
That's quite a success story. So why'd he want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid.
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin
So, like,
Wall
I'm looking at
shortly
the
after.
stock footage, and I've never really considered what
I
I'm
was the
looking
one
at
who
before.
conducted the operation. operation.
Is this what the Berlin Wall
security on the
looks
eastern
like
side was
in the
still
60s,
back
or is this the, like,
Then what?
1950s?
We got Sokolov over in one piece.
Like, it looks
before
like
the field
shit.
had
It looks
left
like it was
exhausted.
just put up last
We checked
week.
him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
Oh, this is like the wildest fucking thing that I think about it.
October the 16th, 1962.
The
President
Cuban Missile
Kennedy
Crisis.
received
It
word
was
that
to get
Soviets
one
were in the
guy
process of
back.
Deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The president demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba.
What makes it
But
extra
the Soviets
crazy is that
didn't
that's
back
just
down,
not how
instead
science
placing
works.
their armed
Like,
forces on
Sokolov
secondary
must have
alert.
left behind so
Soviet
many
transport
notes that
ships
other
carrying
people could have
missiles
just finished his
continued on
work.
course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic
Like, I know it's
negotiations
literally
were
rocket
conducted with
science,
UN
but it's not
Security Council
that
and
difficult that
other
only
channels
one guy can
to
do
end
it.
the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
You know, that's something I would be
Sokolov.
curious about with the real
They
history.
wanted us to return
Is like,
Sokolov.
did we agree? Did the US agree to get rid of those
Soviets pulled out
Turkey
Cuba
missiles,
just to
and
get
were
their
they
hands on
obsolete?
Sokolov?
That's right.
What the
Like,
hell
what's
was he
what's the
working
part that
on?
Metal Gear changed specifically
At the
for the
time,
sake
we
of this
had no
conspiracy?
idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear
Yeah, me
war.
neither. Like, I've
In the end,
literally
we had
never
no
heard
choice.
anything about how that
President Kennedy
crisis
gave
was
in to
resolved,
Khrushchev's
other than
demand.
we made a deal.
The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then, a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision.
You know what
His
occurs to me,
mold was on
Dash?
the verge of completion.
So what
Why
kind of weapon
does
is
this
it?
footage look
Something
like
to do with
such
space
shit?
rockets?
No.
Like,
missile.
even the photographs
Same
are
technology.
grainy beyond belief.
I guess you're right. We
Like,
don't
they're
know
not
details, but
60s
it appears to be
grainy.
a new
They're
nuclear
like
device.
the first cameras ever
For half a
developed
year
levels
now,
of
the
grainy.
Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk,
I
a
guess.
place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
This also is probably the kind of cutscene they couldn't upscale.
Nice name for a
Like, the
virgin
in-engine cutscenes you
They
can
moved
for the
from there
HD
just
collection,
recently.
but I imagine
Why?
this is pre-rendered and there's
Apparently,
nothing you can do
they're
to improve
conducting
it.
a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This
Like, you
mission
are
would never
supposed
have
to
been
see this
possible
on a
if he was still
CRT
at
on the
research
PS2.
facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
Reminds me of that one specific in-engine cutscene from Resident Evil 4, where the bridge turns, and it just looks like absolute dog shit, because I guess they lost the original files, so they couldn't fix it. Couldn't re-render it. Every single time I play that game, it gives me
Listen up,
whiplash.
Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety
Oh,
of
man, I can't
Sokolov,
see
and
shit.
bring him back to the west. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis.
Oh, also,
The clock is
I've
ticking.
reminded myself of where these secret first-person view things are, so I will try to catch as many of those as I can. Like, for example,
Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand
You
by
can
at
actually
the
see the
recovery
Fox logo
point.
on his
The
parachute,
recovery balloon will
which
be
is
dropped at
stupid
that
as
point.
fuck.
Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes.
Isn't the whole point that we're not supposed to leave
Once
any
it's
evidence
complete,
behind? We
gunship's
put our
arm will
fucking
latch onto
logo on the
balloon and pull it
parachute.
up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat proven.
I've got US Army on my
Do you
fucking
think
helmet.
Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talon?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan
And I
cannons,
can't
as
zoom
well
in
as
on
two
this like you can with
40mm
MGS2.
machine guns.
At least as far as I can
Sounds
tell,
like
I
she could hold
can't.
her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast.
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
You know, I always remember that line, because I'm like, I remember the first time I played this, I'm like, oh, that's the setup for the game. Something's gonna go wrong, he's gonna be stranded in the jungle, and then has to survive for a while. And it's like, yes, home in time for dinner. And, you know, you'll be eating all your meals in the jungle. And it's like, actually no, the virtuous mission goes relatively smoothly, and is over in half a day. And then the majority of the game is an entirely separate mission more than a week later. So for those who don't know, if we had picked MGS2, we would be wearing a mask that makes us look like Raiden just then, and your health bar would actually see it. Get what it says. It either says, I think it says Jack, but it doesn't say a snake until you retrieve your backpack.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
And
Let's
he
see.
is
I'll be
already super
I'll be
old.
Tom. Call me Major Tom.
I'm doing the math.
This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your
He
presence.
was 105 years old
This
at
kind
the end of
infiltration is
MGS4.
the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Is data changed?
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Getting back
his
to the
code name,
subject,
you mean?
how
It changed to
exactly
Major
am I
Tom.
supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a
I
knife
didn't even
and a
notice that.
tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I
Apparently
lost
he's
it
from
in a tree on
Exeter.
the way down.
I see.
How
Well,
does a British
better go back
national
and get it
end
then.
up becoming a major,
You know where it is?
like, U.S. Army
problem. I can
a
see it
U.S.
from
Army
here.
major?
It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a
I
tree,
don't think they ever explain
stand in
that.
front of a tree that's covered in
Maybe
ivy
he has
and
dual
press
citizenship.
the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you.
I like how
You need to talk to
call
me,
is in
use
all
the send
capitals because
function.
that's how it appears when
Okay,
you get
Snake,
a call.
Go get your backpack.
Alright, so we're here. Now, I probably knew this, but I'd forgotten since. But, like, you know how you have the different camera options, right? And you can go in options, and you can switch it here, obviously. Yeah, so you've got this. So, a couple things I didn't realize. If you hold in a direction and then right-click, it locks the camera. So you can keep it, like, facing over that way to give you, like, a more of a heads up. And then right-clicking puts it back. But if you click it while it's neutral, nothing happened. Hold on. Yes, okay. So when you have it in third-person camera mode, you can press right-click, and you will switch between the two at any time. And unfortunately, now you can't lock it. You can't do that lock thing I just described. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Calorie mate. So apparently this was like a licensing thing. Like it's a brand. They're like a big cookie that's popular in Japan, or like, or at least popular enough to appear to be in Metal Gear. I've heard that they're actually kind of shit. No. What I heard is they're not shit, but they are. It's candy. It's a sweet, but the game treats it as like the healthiest food you could ever eat. There's something moving around in these bushes, and I can't see them. Ah, whatever. Doesn't matter. So let's focus on getting our backpack, because it's not like we can actually hold anything if we do pick it up. Oh, there's like a subtle vibration when you climb trees like that. Alright, now, remember the controls. Remember the basics of climbing trees. Okay, there we go. Action button to hang.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake.
This was the one game in the collection where I was like kind of considering getting the Master Collection, because there are mods that make it so that you can do crouch walking like in the 3DS version.
And press the enter button.
And I'm not gonna lie, that'd be a really cool thing to have.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission.
Although it's funny, because like the first version of the mod just did not work correctly at all, as in, you could crouch walk, but enemies still reacted as if you were standing up straight, because it was purely cosmetic for the most part.
Your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons,
Snake,
equipment,
you should
footprints,
know that.
Sweat or bodily waste. The same goes for
Wait,
bullets
are there
and
any
cartridges
other
too.
Foxhound members?
Your
Sorry,
presence in enemy
Fox
territory
members?
is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy.
Yeah.
It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Oh god, you're right. Every single time.
So how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
That is what solo means,
Correct.
yes,
The
Sick.
mission rests entirely in your hands.
You'd think you'd
Real
have confirmed
one-man
this in the
army.
briefing before
Relax.
the mission.
There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the
Imagine
support team will be in
flying
charge of
halfway around the
monitoring your physical
world
condition,
and landing
acting
and be
as a
like,
medic
so who's
system,
coming with me?
as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, it's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive.
Well, wait, which is it?
My
Were you
frequency
joking
is
or...
145.73.
She's also in charge
I
of
wasn't
recording
joking,
your mission data.
but that's also
Whenever
not
you
my
want
real
to
name.
Save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got
Oh,
the
you mean my
DCI's
mom?
authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's
The
mission
single most
advisor.
important person in my entire
Boss.
life.
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me.
Oh.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
What?
You've lost weight.
You were
You can tell
counting?
just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can.
To
I
the
know all
hour?
about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well,
Why'd you
your
disappear on
profile
me
is
all of a
blank.
sudden?
I was on a top secret mission.
I don't even know how old you are.
You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong.
You know
in
what's just
spirit,
occurred to me,
body,
Dash?
and technique. And the only
This
thing you
is-
can learn from someone else is
This
technique.
is Jack's
In fact,
equivalent
technique doesn't
to
even matter.
Rose.
What's most important is
It's just
spirit.
Rose, but not
Spirit and
terrible.
body are
Like
like
done
two
right.
sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack.
Like,
Just
hey,
because
surprise, the
soldiers
most
are on
important
same
woman in your
side
life
right now
is on the
doesn't
support
mean they
team.
always will be. Having
We should have
personal
told you this
feelings
earlier,
about your
but,
comrades
hey,
is one of
surprise.
the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You are a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I
I'll have to
to
ask
get the
Frank
job
about that
done.
later.
I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
That's the
I
same
follow
thing.
the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader,
Mhm.
no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who
Foreshadowing is
dictate the
literary
missions.
device.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing.
It occurs to
with
me
the
that her
times.
political philosophy is essentially just
As
apathy.
long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in
Humans are too
believing in
fickle for me to
anything,
give a shit about this
even in
crap.
those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
What is that supposed to
That's
mean?
right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes,
It's good to hear your voice again.
same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare.
What do you
and
mean by
infiltrating
that? You're on the
buildings.
plane,
But
right?
This is the jungle.
You're on the
Survival is
plane,
going to
right?
be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC,
Hey, Major, where is the
close
boss
quarters
right
combat,
now?
Huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll
Oh my
be
god,
here
this
to
is
help
just
you
Liquid
remember.
Snake again.
After all, this is your first actual survival mission.
It's the fucking
I'll be
Master
supporting
Miller
you over the
twist, but
radio.
happening at
Where
like
are you, boss?
10
What's to the
times
Major?
speed.
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
Is she?
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this
What
is
did you
a
mean by
stealth
that,
mission.
Doss? Oh, well, the submarine I'm piloting could crash. You're piloting the submarine? Yeah, people do that, don't they? Like, no, there should be, like, an entire staff. There should be a lot of people around you, boss, right now who can confirm your position.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Alright, and we begin. Oh, wait, hold on. Since we're in the jungle, I should look the part. And switch to my camouflage. No, good leaf. There we go. It does actually blend in somewhat with the background, doesn't it? I'm right here, Dash. Look for the pasty face with the glasses. Because I was too lazy to draw face camo on it. I tried. I genuinely tried to do the tiger stripes, and I could not get it to look good. I mean, that's how it works in MGS4. Who needs the Octo Camo helmet? There we go, just put that gate at bed. Oh! I disturbed him. Alright, what did I just pick up? Okay, I definitely don't need the calorie yet, but it's unequipped already. What the fuck does bug juice do? Okay, wait, yeah, hold L2. Keeps away hornets and leeches while lasting. Huh, I don't think I've ever used this. Like, even once. We should try it out, actually. Oh, fuck. I'm not the only thing that's fucking camouflaged. Alright, so doing it from a distance, they don't get you. Is there another hornet's nest? I know there's one coming up in a later area. Fuck. Well, you know what? There's one way to test it out. Unless there's going to be a cutscene. There's probably going to be a cutscene. I was thinking I could run back and see what happens. Okay, yeah, there is a cutscene. I don't know why. It's probably some like quirk of the emulation and how it interacts with the PS5 controller. But whenever I get vibration, it's only on the left side. My left hand is getting quite the workout, and my right is feeling quite neglected.
Soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Oh, 5.56s and pineapples. Oh no, I made myself hungry again.
Your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting camouflage from the survival viewer.
I wish I could like individually skip lines without the dialogue just cutting out, because I've already know this part.
Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also,
I remember the first time I played this game, I could not get anywhere. Not because it was difficult, but because I was changing my camouflage to get the maximum score every single time I moved to a different surface, which is a lot in the first few areas.
You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index.
Oh yeah, time guide. No, definitely. I definitely am not going to use an explosive barrel in a creative and fun way.
The harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Alright, let's run back and let's test out my theory with the hive. Because we have bug spray and I've never once used it, not in all my playthroughs. It probably works as simply as it sounds. No, Dash, because then I'll get an achievement for preventing all the problems in the series. Wait, no, maybe I should do it. Okay. Okay, they're attacking. And they fuck off. So it's just an instant solution. Oh, fuck.
Snake, do you read?
Nice.
Snake!
Major.
Snake, are you alright?
No,
Yeah,
I keep getting fucked up by these crocodiles.
You're far from okay. Look at your life gauge. You're on your last leg.
I'm fine.
I can still...
See?
Snake, this is a solo sneaking mission. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
No, you don't. It means there's no backup, no cavalry. If you're taken
In
out,
fairness,
nobody is there to take your place.
You did have to explain a solo mission to you at the start. You do actually not know what it means, Snake.
Your life gauge will gradually recover with time. But the speed of your life gauge recovery depends on the level of your stamina gauge. So get plenty to eat, then get some rest. You hear me? Do you hear me?
I hear you.
I mean, I could. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. Alright, now, give it a second. because something's gonna happen.
Oh my god. Snake! Snake!
Well, for one, that crocodile's gonna... Oh god, what's he doing? No! No! It is kind of loud. Okay, let me bump it down a bit. Oh god, it's... The voice is on as loud as the music. Okay. Unfortunately, that is not something I can fix because there is no audio settings for Metal Gear. But it changes from Snake is dead to, oh my god, time paradox. Alright, I'm gonna continue because like that takes a while. Round 2, baby. No, I'm not gonna do that. I do not need the ointment. I do not need the hive's nest. But yeah, to catch you up new, so this is the HD version, which means with the right click, I can go from the classic camera to a full third-person view camera. So I believe a guard is going to be coming this way soon. Oh, hey look, more bug spray that I don't need. Oh shit, the guard's right there. Okay. Why can I not use... Oh no. It is on my PC, yes. Oh, fuck!
Speak. We won't hand over Sokolov. Who's that?
My controls aren't working. What the fuck? Okay. Something's gone horribly wrong because those buttons were working before. Yeah, you could see that. Okay. So, this game uses pressure-sensitive buttons, which is an issue. Okay. Okay, I've got him like that. So here's the issue, alright? I press the touchpad button, and that puts it into low pressure-sensitive mode, which means I can grab people, I can aim my weapon, and it will not fire and it will not slit their throats. However, for whatever reason, the D-pad no longer works for stalking, which is the super slow movement that lets you sneak up on enemies. So, I don't know why that wasn't the case before, but like, there is a specific pressure sensitivity that I need to get that will allow me to sneak up on the enemy and then grab them without slitting their throat. And right now, the only way to do that is for me to fucking tap the touchpad button right as I grab them. Just to not kill people. I am a great secret agent.
Speak. We won't hand over Sokolov. Answer me. Let go of me. Freeze.
No, I don't think you can, like... Yeah, no. I was, like, trying to see if I could intimidate him, but it doesn't seem like I can do that. So if I want to search him, let's drag him over into the bushes and drop him. Yeah, so right now I can't use the D-pad to stalk. Yep, okay, now I can stalk. And we're going to grab an enemy, and we're going to find out whether I kill him. So, we'll know I fixed it if this guy doesn't get his throat slit. Good luck. Oh, this is like the worst coin flip ever. Dude, don't make any sudden movements, alright? My hand might slip. Nope. God damn it. This is so... Okay, this can still... At 20%, I can still do it.
Who was that? Who's that? Radio, call HQ!
Fuck. Nope. Okay, this is bad. Ah. Alright, you know what? I'll concede. That's another point in the fucking Master Collection's favor, is that I would not have to deal with that bullshit. I suppose hypothetically, I could have also tried to emulate the Xbox 360 version, but that doesn't run as well. Kind of a lose-lose situation, honestly. Boss, I may have fucked up.
Sokolov should be at the abandoned factory to the north, so head in that direction.
Boss, I need your advice. I
Camouflage
keep
is
slitting
an
people's throats.
indispensable tool when you're sneaking.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Visibility is poor in the jungle, so you'll be.
I might actually be better off getting out my PS3 controller and setting that up for the next stream. It might actually be worth it, because the PS3, like the PS2, has pressure-sensitive buttons. It's just that, you know, the PS3 controller is also a piece of shit and feels terrible to hold. Alright. Let's use the easy solution.
Huh? I hear something.
That was the wrong thing.
Huh?
Look at him go. Try switching it over to controller port B. Oh god. So there's a couple fun things with this bridge, right? You know, it shakes about and you've got to be really careful. If you use your knife, you can actually cut this and make it way more unstable. Okay. Nope. That wasn't even... I'm not even, like... I'm not even playing there. Like, I actually just fucked that up. Okay, so down here, there's a way to avoid the enemies. If I drop and then action button. Snake's gonna die a lot. Like the Dara O'Brien bit. When I play Snake, he dies a lot. This is Naked Snake, so big boss. Now I've got to be careful, because the enemy does come back. Ooh, mushroom. We'll just have a quick meal while we're here. This is the wrong button. Well, so his package is secure, obviously. Calorie mate.
I want some more.
Seems a little tight. It's got to be very secure. Oh, no, I can see them. Oh my god, there's 4 of them. Fuck. Do I have something that can, like... No, I don't. I don't have any grenades or anything. Look at them all moving in sync. That's Soviet-style brainwashing right there. They're not even human. So I don't have to feel bad about killing them.
Speak. You stinking American.
I don't stink. You take that back.
Freeze.
And you just sit there and you think about what you've done. So yeah, the modus operandi from sneaking up on enemies is turn off the safety, use the D-pad to sneak up on them, grab them, immediately put the safety back on.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being
It's
held.
almost as complicated as actually grabbing someone with CQC.
I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast
I
section.
forgot how
Northeast
short the
section.
Virtuous mission
Got
is.
Be
Like,
careful.
it's
Your mission is to
really
bring
short.
Sokolov
There's like
back alive.
4
You
areas.
must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Like, it doesn't even
Oh,
compare
and one more
to,
thing,
see, a
Snake.
Metal Gear Solid 2's tanker
there's
mission.
more?
Like, it's way shorter
No,
than
it's
even
just
that.
when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Alright, now this area is a fair bit bigger. And there's a lot of red, so... Let me switch over to something else. Oh, wait, no. Let's be thematic. Da, comrade. Ah, yes. Nothing as inconspicuous as this. I look like I should be going down the runway of a fashion show. Oh,
Who's that? What happened?
fuck. So, crawling is not silent, I have learned. Oh, fuck. Almost walked right into you. Sokolov, let me in. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's get on the roof. Okay, I might be in a little trouble here. Boss, help! What do you mean, no response? Where could she
Snake,
be?
Sokolov is imprisoned in the northeast area of the factory.
Got it. To the northeast.
Yes, and don't engage the
It's a
enemy.
bit late for that, Major.
The object of this mission is to bring Sokolov back safely and nothing more. Contact Sokolov without being spotted by the enemy and bring him out discreetly. If you must dispose of an
Boss, they're
enemy,
literally grenading me right now. Are they... Do they know how to climb ladders? I don't know, actually. That guy's still unconscious there. Oh, he might be coming for me.
Lost sight of the enemy. What's going on?
Freeze.
Okay, you know what? Let's use this to our advantage. They're gonna come down this way.
I see him.
That should not have hit him. Stop for a quick meal. Ah, title drop. Okay. A lot of animals down here. Alright, so we just need to get the Sokolov. I believe there is another item I can find at the top of the staircase.
We've lost sight of the enemy. He's definitely here somewhere. Flush him out.
Oh my god, that's Robert Atkin Downs. Master Miller's voice.
Who's that?
Fuck!
Radio! Where's our backup?
Freeze.
Okay, I think that was the last one. Oof. Can you tell I'm rusty? Alright, yeah, so there's the machine gun I can get here. Backpack. And yeah, with the way machine guns work, so I have to put safety on, and then I can aim it, and then I press the touchpad. That is how I control my fire, is like tapping the control pad with my left thumb. It's stupid as fuck. This is the worst control scheme ever. What have I done?